Denver City Council members Robin Kniech and Paul Lopez proposed an ordinance last week that would stop much of the cooperation between the Sheriff's Department and Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The ordinance includes halting the practice of informing ICE when an immigration detainee is leaving the jail, among other related practices. Joey, this puts into law that is already kind of accepted practice, but should Denver be putting these practices into law and putting a spotlight on itself?
No. I would say the same thing to the ideologues on the left that I say to the ideologues on the right. There are people in the middle who are scared. Why poke the bear? In the last legislative session, we had a bill to arrest public officials if they supported sanctuary city policies. That bill was never going to pass. This one, in Denver, it might pass. But the more you poke the bear, the more that you make this an issue on the statewide level, the more it's going to gain traction in the next legislative session, the more it's going to gain traction in the media. And the people in the middle who don't understand that this is just politics are frightened. And I'd like to tell both sides to start frightening people with political saber rattling.
Justine, let's go to that point. Is Denver looking for a fight, making this a law? Should they just let it be because it is already the practice of how the Sheriff's Department deals with ICE?
This situation's difficult. I think what I want to say is, where is the humanity in a lot of people? We need to look at the situation where these are lives, these are humans, and if they're breaking the law to the extent that they need to get out of the country, then that's an issue. But a lot of these people are there for traffic issues, for everyday things that happen, and like Joey said, we're scaring people in the middle. And that's what we need to really look at. Do we need to fix the immigration issue? Definitely. We need to have a different policy. We need immigration reform, but it needs to be humane. We're the U.S., we can do better than just ambushing people, rounding them up at the courthouse. We need a better system. We need to do better as humans, as Americans in this situation.
Patty, the proposed law would only affect folks who are not there for a violent crime or past felonies or terrorism. So assuming the kind of collective sense of the real bad guys, bad people, would still be held to a different standard. But is this the right move for the Denver City Council?
Well, the proposed ordinance does fit within federal law. The problem right now is it would box in the city of Denver, which is trying to walk a very fine line, because no one has a good definition of what a sanctuary city is, except for maybe Jeff Sessions. And the thing is, if you wait a few weeks, who knows where he'll be? He could be, well, he may not be the AG. So anyway, for the city to do it now, they could postpone it a little longer, because Denver is trying to walk a very fine line right now, to be fair.
David, wrap it up for us. What do you think of the proposal should the City Council pass it?
Jeff Sessions will be, as one of the most secure jobs in Washington, D.C. right now, and if you got a bet about who's going to stay in office longer, Donald Trump or Jeff Sessions, there might be a value to take the bet on Sessions. My understanding is this proposal is not just ratifying current practice, but it would go further, and it would clearly take Denver, it was kind of in a gray area right now, well over the line into being affirmatively a sanctuary city under the Department of Justice definition. There are federal grant programs which are conditional on not being sanctuary cities. So if the Denver City Council wants to give up that grant money, they certainly can. The Department of Justice can't order the Denver Sheriff's Department how to do its job, but at the same time, the Department of Justice doesn't have to give money to local law enforcement agencies which are not cooperating federally. So if you don't want the money, fine.